What's going on YouTube? It's SC and place to be chilling between Mr. A and D and not Deion Sanders for prime time.
What's up, y'all?
So we are back here with another Wednesday Night War, and man, did they go head to head? Well, they really didn't, but did we have a good week of wrestling this week? I ain't talking about Raw. I'm talking about NXT Great American Bash and AEW Road Rager. Is that what it's called?
I think you mean WWE Dynamite.
No, stop that. Stop. Even though JR could not get Andrade El Idolo's name right.
Oh my, we didn't talk about that.
We'll talk about saying. I mean, JR, Jim Ross undefeated, y'all. But yeah, so both shows, one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday. So we had a good week of wrestling, so let's get into it. So first off, we're going to talk about some NXT right here. The Great American Bash video package as the biggest match we're getting tonight is O'Reilly taking on Adam Cole 2, which I already know as soon as he's going to have a second match that wasn't like an unsanctioned or anything, because he had that first. We're definitely going to get, I think we're going to get the treatment of what Ciampa and Gargano was supposed to be with that Hell in a Cell. Do you think that's happening?
It could be on SummerSlam weekend, but oh no, if it's a cell match, absolutely not. We done already seen enough of them.
Oh yeah, we've seen a lot of stuff. We never seen the Hell in a Cell in NXT yet, but
yeah,
we're jumping ahead of ourselves right now. So at the beginning, first of all, they changed the set. So we got the Statue of Liberty head, and we got the whole Statue of Liberty arm in there for Great American Bash. I was like, okay, so y'all used the whole Brooklyn set. Cool. It's something different.
They wanted to do they wanted to do Great American Bash,
Yeah, so I guess the Liberty, Statue of Liberty getting bashed up in pieces. I guess it's the Great American Bash. So I was like, why don't you just go traditional and do the red, white, and blue ring ropes? With the flag as the apron of the ring. I mean, that's simple right there, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Well, we start off with the NXT Tag Team Championships. MSK taking on Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. Obviously, Ciampa and Thatcher being the brawlers in this one, while MSK are being the high flyers. And MSK once again bring back their whole moonsault pushover splash. I love seeing them do that move. And they were giving it to Ciampa and Thatcher. When we get to the end, Thatcher applies an ankle lock to Lee, but Carter tackles Ciampa and causes them to cause the break. So then Wesley snatches Thatcher with a roll up out of nowhere for the win, and retaining the tag team championships is MSK. So are you happy with MSK retaining the titles? There are some people that actually wanted Ciampa and Thatcher to win, but I'm okay with it. How about you?
I mean, I actually didn't want Ciampa to win because I'm like, I can't deal with Ciampa being in the stupid tag team with Thatcher of all people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had MSK winning here, but they have to lose soon because I don't like them either. But I like MSK over Thatcher and Ciampa.
So we go to commercial break, and we come back. Samoa Joe, William Regal are in the ring, and William Regal says that we have seen how much Gargano and Karrion Kross recently, and it's clear that they aren't going to get any better. So he demands both of them come out to the ring, and they hit the entrances. So Regal books them in a match for the NXT Championship next week. I was like, well, damn, is they going to do a Great American Bash Part 2, or why not have that kind of big match on Great American Bash? But I got you. Sure.
I mean, last year they did nights 1 and 2, but I don't think they announced it, so I don't think so.
Yeah. Cross said he isn't scared of Gargano and almost got himself ran over last week. So size is the only thing that he has over Johnny, and he also has convictions. So, meanwhile, Regal announces that Samoa Joe will be the guest referee for next week's matchup. So Gargano cheers and says Cross mentioned his wife's pants, but Cross couldn't lace his wife's boots. Cross moves in his Johnny, but Joe steps in his path. So that should be interesting. Bringing back the special referee kind of thing and having Joe do something and being used well. So that should be good. Even though I still got Cross win retain the championship.
I got Cross winning too because I don't think he's gonna lose until a nice competitor comes along that we haven't seen in a title shot. Because all the people that we done seen already. So
yeah, I mean, I think this is a opponent though. Put crossover till they bring out somebody bigger because you never know what these corps are going to look like. You never know, they may give it back to Gargano
or Ciampa. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well or O'Reilly. Why not? Because have him have a shot with the championship after he's done with Adam Cole. But so Kushida cuts a promo, half English, half Japanese. Says the Diamond Mine is open, but the Cruiserweight Championship shines brighter than any diamond. He is ready for them. $1 Million Championship matchup. LA Knight taking on Cameron Grimes. So if I didn't mention it last week in the Wednesday Night War, but if Cameron Grimes loses, he's gonna have to be LA Knight's butler. So we know Prime was cheering hard for Cameron Grimes in this matchup. Yes. So,
anyways, I like this. I like that they change it, that they do this, but it's always the same. I think anytime you know somebody's going to be a butler, you already know they're going to be the butler. I think this is always it's never ending.
I know, unless you get some top players like Stone Cold, and when he had those stipulations, but Stone Cold always with stipulations. So
yeah, because what you call it? Let me see. The last ones I can just remember off the top of my head. Brie Bella was the butler. Do you remember Shawn Michaels was the butler?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes, with JBL, yes I do. I do remember that.
It lost a match, yeah.
Chuck Taylor and Miro.
Yeah, Miro, yeah. So we had a couple of the butler situations.
Well, we hopefully, as it going, especially Cameron Grimes, hoping that does not happen. They have a real good matchup here. These two actually got some pretty good chemistry. I like the way the match is. So outside of the ring, and they're trying to get the belt, but he has the belt kind of placed at the bottom of the ring, right there under the skirt. Cameron Grimes comes out, but then DDTs him on the outside. Now you may think he just DDT'd him on the floor, but no, he actually DDT'd him right on the championship, and he tries to count. The referee tries to count Cameron Grimes out. But Cameron Grimes comes in at 0.9 seconds before the referee's 10 count, and the Knight waits for him to hit the BMT for the win, and LA Knight wins the matchup. So Cameron Grimes will now be his butler for a week, though. So it ain't that long, but it's just going to be for a week.
Oh, that's a stupid stipulation.
Yeah.
Just for a week, not for a month, just for 1 week. That's...
I mean, they probably should add more stuff onto it. I don't know if they was really thinking. But that's what, it has said here. So, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez interviewed backstage saying they're going to put everyone Shotzi Blackheart back on the shelf. And so then they bring out the competitors for this new NXT Breakout Tournament. Includes Josh Briggs, Chase Arnold, Lakim Juro, Carmelo Hayes, Odyssey Jones, and more. The tournament begins next week with Lakim Juro versus Duke Hudson. I don't know who any of these guys are. They probably from the Indies.
One guy I know only because he's on Twitter. Odyssey Jones. He's like a big black guy. That's all I know.
Oh yeah, I see him. He's one of the obvious ones. So I was just but I don't know. Look, last time we had somebody. When these kind of tournaments was what was that black guy's name?
Jordan Miles.
Jordan Miles. Yeah, that had all the stuff about Triple H to say. So I was like, well, we'll see how it goes this time. Women's tag team titles, though.
Honestly, though, I'll just be honest. Last time you kind of already knew who was going to win because ACH at the time was very hot and he should have been there. So you kind of already knew kind of where they was going, like how in the Cruiserweight Classic. You kind of already knew they was going to try to put Ibushi to the main event.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't want to sign, so they made him lose. But I'm saying, this one, I don't even know who would even have a chance of winning. Well, other years, it was kind of all right, if it feels like a bunch of jobbers and it's like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, well, you already know who's going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Well, this year, I don't know.
We gotta see how it plays out. We hope that somebody's gonna become the breakout star. Women's tag team titles: the Way versus Io Shirai and Zoe Starks. Once again, a good matchup here. There was not one moment I thought the Way was truly going to lose this matchup, but then Io climbs the ropes and Candice hits her with a German suplex from the middle rope, and then Indy tags in herself and drops Starks with the boot. Then back suplex Shirai for a 2 count. Candice tags in, and then all of a sudden the lights go out and we go to this countdown thing. I'll be honest with you, when I've been watching NXT, I've not been paying attention to this countdown thing.
It's been a small segment.
Yeah. So all of a sudden the countdown goes off, and then when the lights come back on, it's Tegan Nox. And I was like, shit, I forgot she was gone.
Yep.
So Tegan Nox is there. Candice LeRae like she's seen a ghost.
Well, I forgot she was there all up until her coming back.
Yeah.
Because they spoiled everything, so you know.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't reading too much about this countdown, so I didn't know what it was about.
No, she had like a match on like Dark or something. Not on Dark. What this ain't AEW. She had a match on Main Event or something. And I was like, dang, Tegan Nox. And then it was like, oh, it could be Tegan Nox because her battery's on like 90% or something. And of course, it was Tegan Nox.
Yeah.
So
yeah. She see the ghost. Then she gets knocked from the ring. Zoe tags in and hits Indy with the belly to back GTS, and for the win. So Zoe Starks and Io Shirai, as they play Hospital with the women's tag team champions, are now tag team champions. They are really trying to just up their gallery of showing all these women who are tag team champions.
Yeah,
so,
I'm
like, to me, I'm like, okay, now every women's tag team has had a shot at that belt. So can we actually put them on somebody and hold them for a minute?
It's not even that. It's just like, this is like a team y'all literally just made up like last week.
Exactly.
Io Shirai and Zoe. Like, no, I don't want to see them. No, I do not agree with this decision at all.
No, I agree with you. It gives Tony Zoe Stark something to do, and I'm like, well, y'all could just put it back on. Me personally, I like Ember and Shotzi. I think they
Ember and Shotzi was cool because they kind of made sense to went well together. Io and Zoe Stark are like nothing alike.
They are not. So it's kind of like Asuka and Naomi a little bit.
Yeah, yes. But, they were a team before, actually, if you ain't remember.
Who?
Do you remember that?
Io and Zoe Starks?
No, I'm saying Naomi and Asuka was a team before.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying. But
and then they obviously they break up, they just separate by their team again. I think that's funny.
Yeah, still didn't make no sense to me though.
They had matching gear and everything. They had like Asuka had light up gear and all that, but then they just broke up. But all right, off topic.
Yeah, so Toni Storm was interviewed and she says that she complains that Raquel Gonzalez isn't giving her a championship shot. She says it was very cute how Saray picked her last week for a match, but she's not just a random name from a hat. She had more matches in Japan than Saray had hot dinners, so the answer is no. During the break, Dexter Lumis comes out and saves Indy Hartwell, picks her up after the matchup, so we're rekindling this relationship again. And it is now time for the North American Championship Cypher, y'all, with Hit Row. So Hit Row comes to the stage, Ashanti the Adonis as a DJ with the setup, Top Dollar, B-Fab, and Swerve, and they do Swerve and B-Fab take like a cypher lyric, like a cypher bars and stuff like that, and they're actually rapping.
So real quick, I just B-Fab rap, alright? So is that allowed?
Yeah, bro, I don't know, but it's like, it's a side because first of all, she actually used to rap before.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm like, that lyric that she said one lyric. I'm like, oh, can you like do that?
Yes. Look, I don't know if it's allowed, but I'll say, but it's like, okay, now I truly know what the group's gimmick is. I mean, obviously you said it before, but now I know it. Now I know what it truly is, and it's embracing hip hop culture, and I'm cool with that. So it started to make me like them a little bit more. And then after a while, I was like, well, why didn't we just do a whole cipher? Because then after B-Fab and Swerve get their verse, Ashanti the Adonis and then Top Dollar, they just go to the ring and perform the Hit Row song. And I was like, well, I was feeling the cipher and stuff like that. So me personally, I liked it, but I'm curious, Brian.
All right, real quick before I answer, would you be happy or mad if they have like a routine like Too Cool did?
I would not like them being like Too Cool.
No, not like them. What I'm saying is they got in the middle of the ring and they did like a dance, but like in the middle of the ring.
Well, peep this. I would like it if they did the Too Cool thing in a different way. Okay, so if they're supposed to be like a rap group with on a hip hop record label, remember how Too Cool would do the dance after the match, and because that was their thing, and they were kind of like spoofing this thing. But what if they just come up like if they really rappers and like Swerve and B-Fab really do rap? After they defeat each and every one of their opponents, they come up with like a fresh freestyle of clowning their opponent. Kind of like what what's the tag team? Yeah, exactly. Like Max Caster and them do on AEW. How they be coming out, and I'm just like, but I look at him like, yo, bro, you suck. I'm like, at least I can see Swerve and B-Fab actually rap. So I'm like, if they come out and do that, and they cut their own freestyle on their opponent and do it that way, I would appreciate that opposed to them dancing.
Okay.
I mean, B-Fab could be the only one dancing, to be honest with you, but I would say other than that, nah. So, lay it on me, bro. How you feel about the cipher?
I thought it was okay. It's better than stuff that they've been doing, but I thought it was alright. It was cool. It was alright. It was whatever. I wasn't like, oh, why is this happening? I was like, okay, understandable. It goes with the gimmicks, so I can understand it.
But I think it was kind of dope because with a lot of hip hop gimmicks or rap gimmicks, stuff like that, I'm like, they don't embrace. You know how Q4 be saying to be embracing the culture, and I like that.
How many people that you know that be black that be trying to rap? Like, it's usually not technically all black people.
Rap, I get that. I'm saying, but since they have an actual rap group and they're doing the rap gimmick, and in other words, they're taking care of the gimmick, because it's like if you don't know you would know what a cipher is if you know hip hop, if you know rap. And so, like, somebody like Q4, like, they're doing a cipher, and he's like, yo! And then everybody's like, yo, what's a cipher type thing? But you're introducing what a cipher is to a new audience that probably don't even know what it is. So it was something new, opposed to them trying to go out there like Matt Caster and do a very corny rap with no music behind them, no beat, and they're doing like a Miz kind of rap, and then they get
what do you have against Matt Caster?
Say what?
What do you have against Max Cassidy? You done called him out 3 times.
Yo, I don't know. I just don't like him right now. It's like that. Like, okay, Hit Row's getting over to me, but the Acclaim. At first, I was liking them, and then something happened. I was just like, I don't know if I'm feeling them right now.
I don't think, but he doesn't. I don't think he's not doing it. He's doing it to be bad on purpose. That's the character.
Yeah, I mean, I know that. Look, I watched wrestling for that since 1992. I know how this stuff works.
I know, but it's so weird because, like, you was like, oh, I don't like him. For some reason, I don't even know why. Like, I don't even know why he's this over, but he's very over. I'm like, him and Evil Uno are like the two weirdest over
characters. Yeah.
Yes.
And Orange Cassidy.
No, but Orange Cassidy makes sense because Orange Cassidy is featured. Yeah. Max Caster is featured, but he's not like, he's in a tag team. When he comes out, he gets a cheer, and Evil Uno gets a cheer. I'm like, well, why is Evil Uno getting a pop? Like he's Hangman Page or something. Like some of them I don't understand.
No, I feel you. But all I'm saying is, I root for all color people. That includes the Acclaim. Sometimes I'm just like, I ain't gonna root for you all the time if I'm just not feeling it. But I don't hate the Acclaim like I hate the Dark Order. But we'll go into the main event. Adam Cole taking on Kyle O'Reilly in part 2. So we already know how this match is going to go. Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole are going back and forth at this thing. The CWC is kind of undecided who they're going to go with here. Adam Cole with a running swinging neckbreaker right there on the floor looks kind of like it hurts right there. Him work O'Reilly tries to snaps the arm over, works on the shoulder, then hits some double arm takedowns to Adam Cole, and Adam Cole keeps trying to tease the Panama Sunrise. It doesn't work, but okay, so I'm trying to make sure I get this finishing sequence right, because Adam Cole does go for the Panama Sunrise, but then Colorado reverses it, and Adam Cole's not able to hit it, but he does hit it the second time, and then hits the last shot at the behind Colorado's head for the win. And he beat him clean. There was no interference. There was no nothing. He beat Colorado clean in a great matchup. Me personally, I think the unsanctioned one better. Which one did you like better?
I mean, I like both matches. Obviously, when they when one one winner is you got the winner of the first match. You already know they're gonna go 3, so you already know who's gonna win the next 2, kind of.
Exactly. So yeah, I got O'Reilly win the third one. I think it should be at Hell in a Cell, because I know they were trying to do Hell in a Cell for Gargano and Ciampa, but they never got a chance to do that in NXT. But I think they should do it and spray paint it back to being silver. Fuck that red cage. Fuck it. But yeah, so that was NXT Great American Bash. So now let's move on to AEW Dynamite. So Dynamite, we're in Miami, Florida as they're traveling. Road Rager, which I was like, that sucked. Just called Road Rage, but they call it Road Rager, and it's in Miami, Florida. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means, says Jim Ross.
Oh no, he did not. He said it is Wednesday night, and yes, no, you're right.
Yeah, see, I said it right. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. So, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone's Caliber is on the broadcast scene for tonight, and we are starting off AEW with the South Beach Strap match.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I thought this was horrible. Not the match. We'll get into the match, but I didn't think the match was horrible. I just thought the placement was horrible. For one, poor QT Marshall, all right?
He said poor QT Marshall.
This man didn't even get an entrance, even though we don't care about it.
At a specialty show for the strap match, he still get a jobber.
Yes, I'm like, this man has been in a feud, and he gets a jobber entrance, but like, oh my god, yeah, we'll get into yeah.
And then, of course, your boy Cody come out, because he had to be the first one to come out because they're gonna be on the road. So
yeah, they could have had QT come out second if that's the case.
And this ain't gonna be the only time we see Cody on the show, by the way. Anyway, but so, Cody, they made a point. Cody has won 6 of the past 7 matches. So
he still can get a title shot. So who cares?
Exactly. So this is the strap match stuff I hate. I do not like the bull rope strap match thing. You had to hit all 4 corners. That is the dumbest shit to me.
I hate the strap match, and I'm starting to hate Cody, like, for real. Like, I'm starting to very much hate Cody.
Cody is falling down that Reign of Terror Triple H John Cena 2008.
It's like Triple H John Cena.
Yes, that's what he's going into right now. And it's to touch all 4 corners, because his daddy did it, and I'm just like, oh, here we go with this shit. And we just seen Dustin Rhodes have one with that Hercules looking guy a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So Cody attempts to Hurricane Rana, but QT counters it and does a sitting power bomb. He goes and they do the whole selling thing. He touches 3, but then Cody grabs him, and then the ref waves it off, and Jim Ross, it's a must win for QT Marshall. And I'm just like, okay, but regardless, Cody fires back with a pump kick. QT Marshall does hit the diamond cutter, but it's still not enough to keep Cody down. And Cody hits his cutter from springboard off the top rope, and hits the Cody cutter, which I was like, this thing is, I hate that. Then QT in the center of the ring, and then QT spits at Cody, and Cody answers with not 1, not 2, but 3 Crossroads and easily touches all four corners.
Now, I didn't have a problem with him obviously touching all four at the same time. I'm like, he kind of killed QT. Like,
bro, it's over.
3 in a row though.
It's over. I was just like, damn, you talk about a mild burial. Like, he's done. QT got 3, and he ain't let go. He didn't let go, and he just did 3 back-to-back Crossroads. I was just like, yo, my man head is like jelly right now.
Yeah, but I'm like, it's QT Marshall. You don't even need to do 3. Like, that's kind of killing the move. Yeah. Using 3 to do it on QT Marshall, and then go have Lance Archer not kick out be down for 1.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. You know what somebody reminded me of?
Who?
Somebody said Cody and QT Marshall is like how Hogan and Brutus Beefcake was. They just basically friends that he just got him a job.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm believing that, dude.
Absolutely right.
I'm believing that. So Shawn Spears is backstage talking smack to Sammy Guevara. Spanish guy heard enough and whacked Spears with a steel chair. Right between them, it's not over yet. Tony Schiavone was in the arena to interview Kenny Omega and Don Callis. Now,
wait, real quick.
Yeah.
Just to bring this up real quick. They have a power outage during Cody's match.
They did?
Yes, they did.
I missed it.
Yes, they had a power outage. Like,
were you there?
No, it was on TV.
Oh, okay.
But they had a power outage.
Oh, is that what Jim Ross was talking about with the technical difficulties?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was like, at first I was like, yo, you talking about the move? I completely missed the blackout.
Yeah, no, it was a power outage. Yeah. Everybody.
Oh my God, it's in your house. Beware of dogs. Stone Cold versus Savio Vega. When that power went out. Once again, I did not see the interview with Tony Schiavone and Kenny Omega. I know the fans chanted.
It was good. Really?
That was good. So tell you what happened. 'Cause I missed that one.
No, he basically was just. Kenny was like, "Look, I don't beat everybody. I am about to leave and go to defend my other belts, pretty much."
Mm-hmm.
And then the Dark Order, Evil Uno came out. He was like, "Look, man, you ain't beat a certain person, and we all know who I'm talking about." And Kenny Omega said, "Shut up. What's the capital of?" What did he say? He said, "What's the capital of China or something?" And then he lowballed him. He said, "Bangkok." And then of course Dark Order comes out, and then the Good Brothers and all of them was hiding, so they beat up Dark Order. And Heyman comes out to a big ovation, and he's on the apron like he's about to do his rope flip.
Yeah.
But then he beats up all the other members first, and then he gets back on the outside. He's about to do the rope flip, and he looks, and then Kenny's there. He stares at Kenny, and he doesn't do the flip. He gets in the ring. They look at each other. They stare at each other. Give him an intense look, and then he walks off. I'm like, oh, I kind of like how they didn't touch at all.
Okay, yeah. So we're definitely getting it all out. Definitely.
Yeah, but I'm just, they didn't touch, and everybody, it was like just great. I thought it was great.
And the fans were just eating it all up and everything, right?
Yeah, because it's better when you don't touch than when you touch. Like WWE, you gotta fight the champion 4 times before you can have a title match.
It's good. Like, don't have them touch until All Out, which is in September. So keep that energy going. Backstage, Jim Ross does something that he actually is good at: the sit down interview with Ethan Page.
Well, all right. I'll leave it to you. Keep going.
All Ethan Page and Darby Allin. So, my first year of wrestling was Ethan's 12th year, and Ethan couldn't stand it that I made to the same spot he did just 1 year. He's mad that I made the AEW before he did because he was a big fish in a small pond. We referring to TNA, and then Ethan actually agreed with him, and he said, "But look, he said if it wasn't for me, you'd still be living in your car. I put you from obscurity, you'd still be living in your car if it's not for me. But thank you for not touching me, because next week it's gonna be this coffee match. I'm taking you out." And Jim Ross says, "I don't have a very peaceful, easy feeling about this match next week." So good, because you shouldn't, said Ethan Page. So, Jay Ross ain't bad in the backstage interview. That's something he was actually good at. So, you like the interview?
He didn't have to say nothing.
But I like the interview. How did the coffee match is going to be?
It depends on what the coffin looks like. If it looks like that coffin they had the other day, I don't know.
I'm about to say, look, all I see is a casket drop into the coffin, and that's how they're going to win the match. This is going to be one of them Lucha Underground casket matches. This ain't going to be one of WWE joints where it just stays on the side. The referee got to open them up. It's going to be one of them Lucha Underground.
It's going to be one where they have to like drag the coffin they got to drag the coffin to pick up the coffin or something.
Exactly, yeah. So it's going to be crazy. Darby Allin, they use a real coffin. Darby Allin ain't doing that, but that should be funny. I feel like he's gonna close it and then do the coffin truck. When he close, because this is a match that you saw that I did not get back in time to see, but you text me about it. 6-man tag match, Inner Circles, Jake Hager, Santana and Ortiz with Conan taking on the Pinnacles, Cash Wheel, Dax Harwood, and Wardlow with Tully Blanchard. I remember you was telling me about this matchup on the text message. Please let me know what happened.
Now, the actual match, I didn't see. When I came back, I just came back in. When I came back in, Tully was in the ring, so I guess they won because they were celebrating.
Yeah.
And Conan was in the ring, and Conan was turned the other way, and Tully came in with a nasty chop block. Oh, my God. He almost took both of them out with a chop block.
Oh, my God.
Tully did the chop block, and I thought Tully was going to kick him and do the chop block and stay on his feet. Tully actually dove and did a chop block.
Yo.
And then Conan fell on Tully. And it was just like, why is this happening?
old man.
Why is this happening? This man Conan, first of all, Conan took a double spike power driver last week. Why is he here? It's only been a week.
I don't know why Conan is. Conan, he is aging horribly, man. I'm like, Conan be like, it's like only in his 50s.
Old.
How old is
50s?
Huh?
50s.
Yeah, I'm saying, but he look like he's touching 70 though.
He can't be in his 50s.
So he gotta be in the 60s.
He gots to be.
Cause yeah, he's
been wrestling 57. That's only 57.
See, I'm saying he is living a hard life. Conan looks like he's 67 years old. Or 69 years old.
Somebody, Arn Anderson has been looking old his whole life, and he's only like 60.
Yeah, Arn Anderson has been looking 60 since the 80s. So, well, it looks like that I guess the Pinnacle won that match.
I think the Inner Circle won. I'm not sure. I just came in and Conan was getting chop blocked.
Okay. Well, yeah, it looks like the heels probably won. Next week, John Moxley is going to take on defend his belt against the Machine Gun Carl Anderson.
Yeah, they actually, they brought back the beat up John Cena thing, the beat up John Moxley.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Without AJ, that sucks.
So I thought it was funny. I was like, because it's so funny because we've been seeing them like with the Bucks and with Kenny being all comedy and goofy, and this promo they try to take it seriously. He was like, "I'm the Machine Gun. You know what? I am the ace or whatever he said of Japan, and we want that title back. Kenny Omega was the first champion, and I'm gonna take it back from you because that's how serious I am. And you know what our favorite thing to do is beat up John Moxley. Too sweet." And I was like, we all of a sudden supposed to take them serious now?
Yeah. Even I still like to beat up John Cena. I thought that was great.
I mean, they could obviously be more obnoxious with that, especially if they had Kenny Omega, but,
Yeah.
If he's not feuding with Omega, it don't matter, pretty much.
We get a standoff between MJF and Chris Jericho, and he's me, MJF, Chris Jericho. I'm not gonna bite down except any
before we even get to that, somebody tried to rush the ring.
I saw that. Question:
Jericho,
when they coming after them?
Don't get out of here. Jericho punched him in the
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was funny, man. I'm like, okay. Cool.
Somebody tried to storm. I did get a chance to see who the guy was. I was like, I wonder who they coming after. But I did hear Jericho slugged him.
Yeah, you did. And people talk about Jericho giving a sucker punch. I'm like, if you jump the barricade, anytime you get punched, it's not a sucker punch.
I'm about to say, you deserve to get laid out.
He lucky the revival one not there.
Oh, you're not a revival. Like, he'd be crippling people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, MJF said, I used to look up to you, Chris. Every part of your career, one of the parts of your career, is we at my odds with John Moxley. Do you remember when you put him through in order to wrestle you, and you made him wrestle every single member of the Inner Circle? Well, it's time for me to do the same thing. I have 4 opponents of my choosing with all different stipulations, and the 5th stipulation, if you make it that far, which you won't, is to win the first 4 matches, you will get the MJF rub. One more match against me. So you're going to do it. Sign down the line. What, Chris? And if I can't beat your stipulations, maybe I don't belong in AEW, but I'm going to beat you and ruin your life, and there is no mythology to that. So he said, well, I'm not from Miami. I'm from New York, and what we do is you shake my hand, to make sure the agreement goes through. He shook his hand, but then he holds onto his hand, gives him the Judas effect right on MJF. Now, here's the thing. If this was the year 2000, I'm for this. You mean to tell me Chris Jericho is going to be 4 guys with different stipulations just to get to MJF? Because he has to get to MJF. That's the storyline.
Well, I mean, you have the Inner Circle, so they're going to cheat for him, obviously.
Because as old as Jericho is, I'm like, bro, please. You ain't winning 4 back-to-back matches.
No, it's going to be different weeks.
You sure?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, if he talk about 4 matches like the same night, absolutely not.
But so I'm about to say, bro.
I think it was over the 4 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Toy Schiavone interviews the AEW Women's Champion Dr. Brent Baker, DMD, earlier in the day. I said I missed it too much, but I'm gonna go right on to the Andrade El Idolo.
Real quick before you get to that, do you remember what I told you about Joey Janela?
Yes, a while ago.
And he came to like a function at a school for them changing their name.
Yeah.
He got kidnapped. He's starting to use that as a character now.
Why? Joey Janela already has a character.
But his character is, because what he said when he walked out is, I'm just frustrated. So, like, I don't know why I had Dark. I think I just had Dark on in the background. But on Dark, he was like, he didn't say nothing. And for like 2 minutes, he was like, I'm just frustrated. And then he walked out. And then on the next show, so it's Dark and it's Elevation.
Elevation, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess on Elevation, he said the same thing. And then him and Sonny Kiss was about to fight. But then they got back.
So him and Sonny Kiss finally broke up as a tag team?
No, they didn't. They was about to, but they didn't. It was weird.
Wow.
It was a weird segment.
I'm about to say, and so does he go around? Does he go around with the 45 hat and everything?
No. That was just for it. No.
Oh,
he was
okay.
just like, I'm just frustrated. Then Sonny slapped him. He was like, look, if we're gonna be a tag team, we're gonna be a tag team. I'm gonna turn my back, and if you do whatever you gotta do, then I know where we stand. But if you ain't gonna do nothing, then we a team. And he ain't doing that, so they're a team.
Okay. So we get the debut match of Andrade El Idolo, which for some reason
Andre El Idiot.
That's funny. He was in the match and saying, "I'm going to get it right eventually."
Yes, like why? How do you not practice all day knowing this man?
I was just like, "Oh, promise, losing his shit somewhere." Versus Matt Sydal. So I'm listening.
Real quick, in his entrance, I liked it, but I didn't like it. I'm like, he comes out looking like Naito. I don't know if you know how Naito comes out. Naito comes out in the full suit.
Yeah.
And he takes it off. Even though him and Naito are like they were in the same group, LIJ, so they all came out in suits and they ripped them off.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird to see somebody else. It's just weird to see him doing that again.
Yeah, see, yeah,
I don't know if you remember the early days of NXT when he was on. He
Oh,
used to
I
come
remember
out
the the
with the
Chippendales Andrade.
suspenders. Yeah, okay. So yeah, he used to do it, but now I liked him when he come out in the little robe. I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, but yeah, I remember the suspenders and the hat and the whole Chippendales thing and him just sitting on the ropes. I remember seeing Amos. Okay, I do remember that.
I wish he could have kept that name. Oh my god.
So it's a dominating win here. Andrade fought back with the diving knees. They're playing Seidel with the El Igolo, which I think is the hammerlock DT that he uses, and pinned him. So
I wish he would just. I wish he would have just like not showcased. Even though I know this was a showcase for Andrade, I wish he would have left some moves. Like he did the double moonsault.
yeah, I was like, yeah, you could have saved that one.
I wish he would have saved that. And he did the underhook DDT where he did it like in a face buster.
Yeah.
I don't know if he changed it or if he just messed up.
First of all, do you see the Shaw do that now?
Charlotte trying to do all his moves. She do the back elbow. She do the double moonsault. She do the three amigos. I don't know. They've been training together, but like you can't do them and then look horrible.
You right. Next up, we got a mixed tag team grudge match because Matt Hardy and Chris Cage is announced for next week. We got the Galaxy's greatest alien, Chris Statlander, and Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy going up against the Bunny and the Blade. I did not get a chance to see this matchup, but
I did not either.
The Bunny hit the Big Bang Theory to Chris Statlander dropped the Bunny with the Big Bang Theory to score the win, so they win the matchup.
Yeah, when I came back in, she had just hit it. I was like, ooh, that kind of looked rough.
Exactly.
I remember seeing that. Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Main event time. It's time for the street fight.
Whoa.
What?
You are skipping a very great segment.
You talking to Tony Schiavone and Dan Lambert?
You skipped 2 segments.
Oh, you did that. What's the one I skipped before? Because I was like, I didn't see those.
Oh my god. Arn Anderson came out.
No, I thought that was after the. You're right. I know about that one. I don't know about the UFC one, but yes, Arn Anderson came out. It feels damn good to be back here in Miami, Florida. We missed you guys. But then I was like, Arn Anderson was just talking, and then the lights go out, and then when the lights come back on, we see in the ring the debut of on AEW. Aleister Black, no longer Aleister Black, no longer Tommy Yen. He goes by, was it Malakai Black?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gives Arn Anderson Black Mask or whatever he calls it now, Fade to Black. I'm not sure what he calls it in AEW. And he's sitting there, and Cody comes out like, yo, what are you doing? And he comes to try to check Arn Anderson. He gets a black mask too. I like how he has like the black eye, because he did like a little vignette of him coming into AEW, which I'm going to react to also. To check that out, because it kind of reminded me of, remember when Dean Ambrose became John Moxley again? Break out the prison.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, both of those were like the day that they debuted, but nobody knew it.
Exactly. I'm just like, what's going on here?
Because like he just randomly posted that early in the day. Ain't nobody even think twice about it. They was like, oh, okay, cool.
Because I damn sure I ain't know nothing about it until after he debuted. So now
I see that. I was like, okay, cool. He's going to basically, this is his dude. Because I thought he was still under the 90 days. I'm like, okay, cool. This is whenever he's ready.
How did they botch that one? I mean, we're going to talk more about it on the podcast, but I'm saying, but how they botched that one? So he did debut so soon, and now they got his wife back. I know Vince is pissed. Jimmy Uso making
that's their fault for keeping this man on the freaking.
That is their fault, and it serves them right.
On the NXT contract, wrestling at WrestleMania. I mean, come on, dude.
It serves them right, and he got that headache of Jimmy Uso in his lap. So I hope Vince don't sleep. So yeah, that's the one. I remember. I don't remember the one with
I'm sorry. I did forget to mention though. It was a I like the way that they teased it though. And I told you earlier in the lights on the Cody match, the power cut off. It was on purpose.
Yeah.
For this segment, because then the power cut off again when they was in the ring. And You know, it was a nice
Got
little
you.
touch.
Okay, so it was all connected.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Now this is making me think like, see, he do that to Triple H shit. I gotta be the first one to go up against Aleister Black.
That was gonna be my next question. Does he lose? Because Cody don't like to put nobody over, really.
Yo, Cody better lose. It's Malakai Black.
Because I was talking to my cousin and he was like, Cody makes you a better wrestler. But I'm like, yeah, everybody that wrestles Cody loses. How many times can you lose and they'd be like, oh, good job, but you lost? I'm like, nah, somebody has to actually beat Cody.
Exactly. But then the main event time comes. It is time for.
Okay, come on, man. We gotta just chill, man. We gotta marinate on this UFC segment, all right?
Now, yes, teach me. I apologize. I do apologize.
This guy, whoever this guy is, I think they might need to sign him to be like somebody's manager or something.
Is he kind of like a Conor McGregor who could talk on the microphone?
He can talk. Like he's like a very good talker.
So his name is what? George.
I don't remember.
George Masvidal.
I don't know. I just know he was like, you know what? This is my first AEW event, and I was actually skeptical because I was like, wrestling died. I was watching Gordon Silly, I could barely just get the Rick Rude, and I gotta cut it off because everything else is crap, And he was like, yeah, Tony Khan told me that AEW's doing it the right way with Jericho and all that. But to be honest with you, AEW just sucks. And he was just like kind of going on a rant, talking good though. Like, I think they should hire this dude as a talker or something. Basically Lance Archer came out and said everybody dies. Gave him his finisher.
Oh wow! Oh, so if he took the finisher, he must be training for, being in the ring.
No, that dude has got gray hair. The dude ain't getting in the ring.
Is this?
No, he's like Pete Rose almost in a sense. I feel like
goodness,
that's like AEW's Pete Rose thing. Somebody that can talk and that's going to can take a bump.
Oh man, okay, so yeah, but he's gonna be like a good manager though, right?
Yeah, I can see him being a manager. That's what I meant by signing him to talk.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I just wanted to bring it up because I was like, no, that was a very good segment. Because at first you're like, who is this guy? Why is he talking? And you start to listen. I'm like, oh no, he's actually doing a good job talking.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Main event time.
Yeah.
Which I have a question for you when you get into it. So we gotta get into it.
World Tag Team Champions Street Fight. World Championship Stake Street Fight. Young Bucks taking on Eddie Kingston and Pentagon.
Question.
So, yes.
This is a big conversation on Twitter, which I don't know why it is. People are saying that the Young Bucks are they are trying to act black in this match because they have on shorts, Jordans, and their bandanas like that. And I'm like, really? That's what y'all spend y'all time talking about.
Well, you know how the IWC is.
But I'm like, what makes them black? Because they get the bandana back. Eddie Kingston wears his bandana like that, and they're like,
well, okay, look. So you got to understand the concept here. Now, I'm not saying I agree or disagree. What I'm saying is, Eddie Kingston from the streets. Okay, I've been watching Eddie Kingston
but that's his gimmick though. So them mocking him with the bandana is not mocking black people or.
I mean, no, I agree. I didn't say I disagree with you. I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, usually when people see, especially like the Young Bucks, go out there wrestling in some J's and some bandanas and stuff like that, you're like, yo, what you trying to say? Because that's obviously the urban look, to be honest with you. But see, Eddie Kingston is from the streets. That's what his gimmick is. But that's who he is. I've seen him all through the indies. Eddie Kingston hasn't changed much. So the bandana stuff is his, and if he wrestled in sneaks, he probably wrestled in J's too. So that's what it was. So I never picked up on the Young Bucks trying to be black. I doubt they want to be. So
I don't think so. When I'm like, when they came out in the shorts, they were like, oh, these look like what black guys look like they go play basketball. I'm like, so that's so the young bucks are being racist. But that comment wasn't just that, but not racist, but not
stereotype.
Yeah,
stereotype.
But that comment is not stereotype. It's like, come on.
I mean, look, there are things to attack people on in professional wrestling all the time when they do some, tone deaf shit. And then there's some things that's just like, it's a street fight. So I'm just like, they're not going to wear. I don't want the Young Bucks to wear their traditional, shit. Put some jeans on. I know the way they've been acting, the bandana is obviously to make fun of Kingston. And they put some J's on, some comfortable ass shoes because they got money.
Glad they cut that facial hair though.
Yeah, that facial hair ain't working. But yeah, so yeah, I didn't pick that up, but I mean, hey, that's how social media is going to be though. You know that. You know how social media how they're going to handle it. So anyway, the match goes on. We got Pentagon set up tables on the outside, and Pentagon and Kingston set up a chair in there, and they toe drop both of the Young Bucks on each side of the chair, then do super kicks to them and drop kicks right to the side of their head. Out of nowhere, it's like a very simple move. Pentagon just gives Matt Jackson a destroyer through the table to the outside. I was like, well, that's just out of fucking nowhere, because nobody it has that move gotten that simple right now that we just don't care about it that much when this stuff like happens. But
I think if you see Pentagon in the match with one of the Jacksons, there's going to be at least 2 or 3 destroyers.
So, then JR dropped his famous line, Kingston's tougher than a $2 steak. And then Kingston fall out the corner with a half and half on Matt Jackson. Kingston locked in the rear naked choke. Nick Jackson smacked her ref Rick Knox with a 450 splash.
Hey, I thought that was hilarious though.
Because you know who he's gonna go for. He's gonna go for them or the referee. So
yeah, but usually they break it up. But he said, "Nah, I'm just going for the referee."
Yeah. So why not? Brandon Cutler tries to interfere, but Frankie Kazarian powerbombed him through a table on the outside. Then Penta used the fear factor, and Kingston covered Matt Jackson for a near fall. Kazarian was taken out by the Magic Killer from Gallows and Anderson. This thing is being broken down, overbooked like crazy. Eddie Kingston opens a bag of thumbtacks. He puts them on the mat, and then Penta whilst Matt Jackson with the trash can. Nick Jackson and Pentagon battle on the top turnbuckle, and Nick Jackson brought down Penta with a Hurricane Rana onto the thumbtacks. I should have known Penta was going to take that spot. The Bucks super kick Kingston. Nick Jackson stuffed thumbtacks into Kingston's mouth. I hate that spot. I really hate that spot, but they love to keep doing it. I already know Joe Cornette gonna say something about it now. And then he super kicks Kingston.
Surprised Jeff Ross ain't saying nothing about it then. Oh, yeah. Thumbtacks, this is just disgusting.
Now here's the thing, because the only reason why I hate that spot is because no matter how safely you put the thumbtacks in the mouth, right? You can put them under your tongue, whatever the case may be, and you're getting kicked in there. You got nerves underneath your tongue. You can't hold them in regular in your mouth because you could probably choke on one. Like, it's too much dangerous shit that can happen with that spot. And you're supposed to fall down and sell that shit. You ain't gonna spit them joints right out. So yeah, that shit right there, I hate it. Especially when they did the Candice LeRae back in the Indies.
That was that's the best one.
She crazy. So I was just like,
I think what they should have did, in my opinion, is they should have brought back the thumbtack shoe.
See, I don't mind the thumbtack shoe. I don't even mind the thumbtack guitar that Jeff Jarrett used to have. Remember that? With the guitar.
That one, I never got that one, honestly.
The guitar for the thumbtacks?
Yeah, I never got that one because, like, I know when you hit them, the things don't be where you hit them at. If that makes sense. It's like the thumbtacks don't stick to the guitar, so like when you hit them, of course you hit them, but like the thumbtacks don't be like, you don't hit them with the thumbtacks. Kind of.
Yeah, unless you hold it down, you just hurry but well up to it. But yeah, so that was AEW. So Prime, who wins this week, AEW or NXT?
Well, I'm gonna say AEW just for Malakai Black. in their main event and their couple matches they had.
I agree. AEW gets the win for me. Malakai Beck steals it for me, and his debut. I mean, the cipher was cool, but it wasn't going to be in the AEW did. So, post your comments down below. How did you guys enjoy AEW and the NXT this past week? Stay tuned for our podcast. As we're gonna move on, because I will put this part as part of the podcast as well. But if you're still on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. And once again, this is NCM Place with Children Him Staying D and 99 cents for prime time.
All right, y'all.
All right, and Nerd Coalition is out.